Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to episode number 2 of Draft Day Sports Pro Basketball 23 or 2023 with the Sacramento Kings. We are at December 1st and we're not particularly good. We've suffered some injuries to some important players. De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis have both missed time due to injury. We're not very good. I don't think we're going to be particularly good. And after kind of watching the way things went through the first month, really come to the conclusion that anybody other than Murray, Fox, and Sabonis are up for deal. So Davion Mitchell, even though he is just 24 years old, I don't think there's enough there. Kevin Huerter's definitely up. He's 24. He can shoot, but that's about it. I don't know that that's worth paying $15 million a year for the next 4 years. Harrison Barnes' contract is up. Yeah, really anybody other than these three are trade bait. And that's something that I hope we will get to here before. In fact, let's go into the trade block now and let's just load it up with everybody that isn't one of those three players, really. So no Keegan Murray, no Domantas Sabonis, and no De'Aaron Fox, but everybody else. And I would even consider trading some of these other players if that was a thing. But let's start with Harrison Barnes. Who's interested in Harrison Barnes? Nobody's interested in Harrison Barnes, huh? Okay. Terrence Davis. Anybody interested in Terrence Davis? No teams are interested in Terrence. That's a bit of a surprise. Kevin Huerter? No teams interested. That is interesting. Okay, so we got the Knicks and the Trailblazers are interested in Malik Monk. So let's talk to the Trailblazers first, and let's get an offer. Oh. Problem is, if you keep clicking get offer, it just makes the player angry. So I don't necessarily want to do that. Let's try the Knicks. Isaiah Hartenstein and a second. What do we got here? 24-year-old center, 9 points, 6.2 rebounds, 2.2 assists. He looks okay. Right? He looks all right. Good inside shooter. Rebounding is all right. He's decent defensively. And we get a second-round pick. Shooting 51%. I'll look at Monk real quick. Yeah, he can't rebound. He's a shooter. And from a salary perspective, we'd be saving a bit of money. And that would allow us maybe to play. We don't really want to play Sabonis at the 4. We're not going to make any deals right now. We will just hang tight and we'll see what happens as we go forward. But let's take a quick look at the team stats as soon as this page loads. I don't know what it's doing at the moment. Statistics. This is what we want to look at. So you can see early on, De'Aaron Fox leads us 18.9 points per game, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. He's playing pretty well, shooting the ball well. Sabonis, 15 points, almost 10 rebounds, 4.5 assists. He's been great. Keegan Murray, 14.65. He's been fine. And everybody else, you can see Huerter, Monk, Barnes are all doing kind of what they do. Chimezie Metu, we've had to kind of force into action a little bit, and he's done okay. 9.9, 5.4, kind of in a backup role in those games that Sabonis missed. But we aren't a deep team, and we're not a particularly good team. So our offense not going to be quite as good as the real Sacramento Kings, but that is that. So we're going to go ahead and start simming, and we'll see how far we can get. So we lose 122 to 104. Where is the box score? Right there. Murray with 21, Sabonis 21 and 13, Fox at 16, 6 and 6, and shoot the ball well, but we lose to the Spurs. We are 7 and 15. So we're just going to sim ahead a couple of weeks, and we'll stop and we'll pause and we'll look at the box scores and stuff, but this first year is going to be relatively quick just because I don't expect us to be good. Who is hurt now? Sabonis is hurt again. That is a problem. He keeps getting hurt. So we will get Medu in there, rather. And we lose 110-101, and I got a message. Let's see what that message is. Let's see if it's probably a trade offer. Nope, team incident report. Metsu and Okpala got into it. Both players have dropped. Okay, well, I don't know that I care about either of those players, but we will see. 110-101 is the loss. Luka, triple-double, 40 points, 11 assists, 15 rebounds for Luka. De'Aaron Fox only played 20 minutes in this game. Only fouled out. So did Herter. Yeah, that wasn't a good game. And now we are playing the Rockets on the road, and that's a win. That's a game I was actually hoping we would lose, right? Because the Rockets are just as bad as us, but we emerge victorious, 121-117. De'Aaron Fox, almost a triple-double, 32 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists. Get a good game from Murray. Good, yeah, Metsu hasn't been bad. I mean, he might be somebody I want to hang on to. I mean, at only 25 years old, I wonder what he wants as an extension. Let's talk to Chimezie Metu and see what he wants as an extension. Can I not offer him an extension? Why can I not offer him an extension? I can offer Barnes an extension. Why can I not offer him an extension? Well, that's no good. That's no good. Let's go back to our depth chart. Let's restore it. Sabonis back out there at center. Barnes back out there at power forward. Him up. I would love to move Richaun Holmes. It's just, yeah, I mean, that's a bad contract, and he's not good. So that might be something I want to do going forward. So we're 8 and 15, something like that. 8 and 15 at home against the Thunder today, and we win 117-100. We haven't been bad at home. We've been awful on the road, but we haven't been bad at home. 3 double-doubles in this one. Murray 27 and 11, 14 and 12 for Sabonis, 18, 10 and 9 for Fox. Yeah, those are the building blocks, I think. Those are the building blocks for this team. We're going to have a high pick this year because we're not going to be good. Yeah, we're 6 and 4 at home, so we are 3 and 11 on the road. We lose there 123-106 to the Knicks. And I don't know how much of the make this work now trade thing I'm going to use. I'd rather try to piece the deals together myself. I find you can get better value there. Good game for Fox. Another double-double for Sabonis. On the road against the Warriors is another loss. Another good game for Fox. Triple-double for... How did Jordan Poole get the player of the game? Just because they won. I had a triple-double from De'Aaron Fox. 25 points, 10 rebounds, 11 assists. Loss is a loss is a loss. On the road now against Charlotte. There's another loss. And we may pause and take a look and see if we can adjust any of our settings. I don't think there's a whole lot we're going to be able to do. Metu is a minus 30 in 28 minutes, but he did have 12 points, 9 rebounds. Sabonis only 4 rebounds. 32, 6, 8, and 3 for De'Aaron Fox. Then we get to the end of December and then kind of just see how it goes and then kind of pause and not rethink, but kind of take a look at things and kind of see where they stand and yeah. All right, so we win, big win, 117-90 over Indiana. So that's a homecoming game of sorts for Sabonis. No Halliburton for Indiana. So we get 24 and 10 out of Sabonis, 23, 6 and 6 out of Fox. Holmes with a good game off the bench. Our bench played really well. Murray, 18 points. On the road now against the Grizzlies. 111 to 107 loss. So we hung with a tough Grizzlies team, but could not. John Morant, 44 points. Wow, he's good. Fox had a rough game. Good game for Sabonis. Barnes had 16. Murray had 15. So, all in all, not a terrible game. So I think what we do is we look for, and this is, again, one of those games that we want to lose, but I suspect that we'll beat the Rockets. Yep, 126 to 119, and Sabonis got hurt. And when you get that message, that usually means he's out for a little while. And it's not a day or two type injury. So Fox had 24 points, 5 rebounds. Sorry, I'm just checking my text messages. Good game for Fox, 24 and 8. Good game for Barnes. Mitchell had 15. Bench played pretty well. A lot of points out of the bench, but win's a win. So, yeah, we'll get to the end of December, and then we'll look at the standings and stuff. We had like the 6th worst record in the NBA or something like that when December started. So my guess is we'll probably be someplace right in there. Another home game. Oh, that's right. We have an injured Sabonis. How long's he out for? 12 days. All right. Sabonis comes out. Metu comes in. Then we replace Sabonis and Holmes. And then Sabonis and Len. I guess it doesn't really matter. And we win. We beat Minnesota at home without our starting center in a game that, frankly, I wanted to lose. $21 points for Murray, 21 for Herter. They both had pretty solid games. 10 rebounds, 11 points for Barnes. At home now against the Suns. And we get blown out. We lose by 21 at home. Look at the Nuggets. 17 and 1 at home. 5 and 8 on the road. Oof. Tale of two teams, that is for sure. Yeah, just look at that fourth quarter. We were up by 10. We were up by 19 points at halftime. And we lose by 21. We were up by 19 points at halftime. We got outscored, 71 to 31 in the second half? Holy crap. All right. That's not good. 71 to 31 in the second half. At home or on the road again, this time against the Nuggets. Another loss. Fox, 39 points for De'Aaron. 39 points, 7 rebounds, 9 assists. He is good. Murray with another good game. How's he doing? 15 points, 5 rebounds per game as a rookie. I will take it. Almost at the end of December. I think we make a deal once we get to January 1st. Just so that we can make a deal before the episode ends. At home against the Clips. Wow. And we bounce back with a 30-point victory over the Clippers. 120 to 90. Herter led us with 20, 15, 6, and 6 for Fox. Look at the game from Metu. 10 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, 2 blocks. Like that. Murray with a double-double, 14 and 10. Home against the Grizzlies. And another win, a 20-point win this time. So a 30-point win over the Clippers, followed by a 20-point win over the Grizz. I will take that. Fox with 20, Metu with 20. I want to find a way to hang on to him. If we can figure out how to get out from underneath Holmes' contract, we can afford Metu. Barnes has got to get traded. He's got to go. We're not going to re-sign him. So maybe find a much worse player and see if we can get a draft pick attached. That's usually how I pull these trades off. So trade Barnes for a 1-star player who's making the same amount of money, and then get them to attach a draft pick. At home against the Pelicans, 3 straight wins for your Sacramento Kings. 3 straight wins that I don't necessarily want. 41 points for Fox. Let's go. That's okay, though. I mean, we ultimately want to win, right? Like, the whole point of this is to win. All right, so it's January 1st. It is the new year. We are 15-21. And let's see where we are. We're still in last place. And in the league, we have, we've moved up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have the 9th worst record in the league. Game ahead of New Orleans, 2 ahead of Orlando, 4 ahead of Indiana and Miami. And then you get into the dregs, Washington 6-29. So, all right. And let's briefly take a look at the stats. Not much has changed, but Fox up over 20 points a game now. 20 points, 5 rebounds, 6.5 assists. Sabonis playing well, Murray playing well. Yeah, those are the 3 building blocks, and then we go from there. How long is Barnes out for? Only 7 days. All right, let's try to trade him. Let's find a team that is pretty good and that has a bad player making a lot of money. Nobody on Atlanta. Yeah, Robert Williams on the block. Interesting. I wouldn't mind picking up a Robert Williams to stick next to a Domantas Sabonis, but that's probably going to require a lot in return. Yeah, I'm looking for like a 2-star player who is making, whatever, $18, $20 million. And I can trade Barnes for him. That's the plan here. Nobody on Charlotte. They're over the cap, under the cap, so we might be able to do something there. What about Chicago? I don't think of Vujacic. No, nobody there. Cleveland? Kevin Love making $28 million this year. I mean, he's 2.5 stars. It's cap legal. This gets me out from underneath Holmes. I don't get a draft pick with it, but considerably more in return. I mean, I wonder if they would take this. It clears up. It gets Barnes off the books. It gets Holmes off the books next year, or for the next 2 years, which frees up some money. That's an option. See if there's a better option in here someplace, but that's definitely an option. Dwight Powell, like that's somebody we might be able to. So why is that? Oh, because we're both under the cap. Yeah, he's not making enough money. We actually need somebody who's making more money who's worse. Nobody there. So far, I'm not minding that that trade with Cleveland if they would accept it. Can I give you, like, if I take Barnes out of this deal and I just ask for like a 2nd-round pick? Yeah, they absolutely despise. But maybe I can talk to me when you have a real trade to make. Yeah, like I think that's probably going to be the best deal just to get Herter off the books, or to get Holmes off the books. Kemba plays for Golden State in this world. Oh, Houston's got a ton of cap space. I have a feeling they're going to be pretty good relatively soon. Miles Turner, not really any worse. Barnes making 18, so I need to find someone who's making around $18 million for a year who's worse. If I can't find that, then it becomes, can we just get their contracts off the books? So far, that Cleveland deal is looking like the best, assuming they'll take it. I don't even know if they'll take it. Problem with the game is that you can't just... I mean, I would do this in a heartbeat. They're not willing to take on the contract of Richaun Holmes. What if I threw in a second-round pick? Okay, that's fine. That works for me. So we pick up Danny Green, whose contract will be up at the end of this year, and we rid ourselves of Richaun Holmes. I am fine with that. So now if we go back to Cleveland and say Harrison Barnes for, I don't know if this is going to work now because of the money the other direction. Yeah, it doesn't work. All right, that's fine. Getting that contract off of our books is huge. So now it comes down to, let's go back to some of these teams that had money. Like I think Detroit had money, right? So if I put Harrison Barnes up there and I ask for Isaiah Livers, knocked me when you have a real trade to make. All right. Yeah, I had a feeling that was kind of the way this was going to roll, but if I can find a team that isn't terrible, that's kind of middle of the pack, like the Pacers are no good, but maybe they would be interested in trading their first round pick. No. Yeah, because they're so bad. Like, we need to find a team that's 500-ish. Like, the Grizzlies have money. So if I took back Tyus Jones for 2 years, though. Yeah, I don't want to pay for 2 years. Miami Heat. Bucks. Yeah, I'm happy that we were able to move that contract. I didn't think we would be able to. I did not think we would be able to. They don't have anybody that is all that interesting. Pelicans are over the cap. The Knicks are over the cap. The Knicks are always over the cap. Nobody on a one-year deal. The Thunder. Okay, maybe. Harrison Barnes for... Jalen Williams and a first. Talk to me when you have a real offer to make. All right. That didn't work. Orlando. Terrence Ross. He's making $11 million. Cap, it's not cap legal. Sixers. How is there nobody making that much money who's on the last year of their contract? There's got to be some bad contracts in the NBA someplace, right? Yeah. Okay. Portland. Jeremy Grant, yeah, he's just as good, though. That's us. The Spurs are under the cap. Trade me Romeo Langford and your first round pick. What if I gave you my second? We're very far apart on a deal. I don't believe we are. What if I also gave you Kevin Huerter? Okay, so that kind of goes over to them. So if I remove Huerter, Terrence Davis, we're very far apart on a deal here. Davion Mitchell for Langford and a first. Or maybe Malik Monk instead. So Malik Monk, I'm not kidding. So Romeo Langford and a first for Barnes and Malik Monk. So basically we're trading Barnes' contract. Considerably more in return. Okay, so that works. So we get a first round pick from the Spurs for Malik Monk and an expiring contract. So that's, I think, a good starting point. So we can now sim through January and kind of reset our depth charts here a little bit and hopefully be a little worse. All right, so it wants to start Metu, which I'm fine with. Green's out for a day. Barnes is out for 7 days. That's fine. Let's go ahead and sim a little bit. Got the Warriors at home. And we win 124 to 119. So that's 4 wins in a row for your Sacramento Kings. 24 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists for Sabonis, 33, 7, and 9 for King. So we now have 2 first-round picks, but right now they're 2 middle-of-the-pack first-round picks. We have an injury. Who's hurt? Murray is out for 2 days, so we will swap him with Terrence Davis, I suppose. 4 wins in a row. Make it 5. 5 straight wins for your Sacramento Kings. So we're going to have 2 middle-of-the-pack first-round picks, which isn't great. It's not great. So we win this game even though De'Aaron Fox plays 6 minutes. He must be hurt. Davion Mitchell, 29 points off the bench. He's not hurt. He just didn't play. All right, so we've won 5 straight games, which is not at all what I wanted or expected, but I figured we would absolutely be in the lottery. But we are playing some good basketball right now in Sacktown. 135 to 129 loss, so that ends our winning streak. Fox had 14, Sabonis had 30, Lyles had 24 off the bench. Let's make sure everybody who can play is playing, so let's restore the lineups. Murray will go back in there. Barnes, we will swap with Metu. And then Metu with Okpala. And then we will just move Okpala up here. Why is Metu not playing? Oh, because I'm dumb. Metu and Barnes can switch now. And then Barnes and Okpala can change. All right, there we go. I still do want to move Harrison Barnes. I don't know that it's necessarily going to be an option. I don't know that anybody wants him. At home against the Magic is another win. Yeah, we're not bad at home. We're really not. We're not good on the road, but another good game off the bench for Davion Mitchell. 35 points for Mitchell. Fox was 17. Yeah, this was a blowout, so we went to the bench early. Kevin Huerter's another one we want to try to move, but we're going to sim ahead a little while before we do that. Standings. Still in last place. From a league perspective, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're 13th worst record in the league right now. A lot of teams clumped here in the middle, so we could easily go on a losing streak and fall back to earth. But right now, and that's one of those games that we wanted to win. Fox is hurt. We have a team incident. Dellavedova and Langford. Romeo coming in and making friends already. All right, let's see how long Fox is out for. 11 days. Okay. So we'll place Fox with Dellavedova. And get Barnes back out there for Metu. Place Paula with Metu. All right. Because I think once we trade Herter and Barnes, I think we're going to be a much worse team. $115 to $109 loss. $24 points for Mitchell. Guys, I'm going to take a quick break. I will be right back. All right, guys, we're back. I ate lunch, and while I was eating lunch, I simmed to the end of February because I didn't want this, video to take an hour, so we're already at 30 plus minutes. So I simmed ahead to the end of February, and it was a tough stretch of games, but a good tough stretch of games. We lost a bunch of games in a row. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We lost 8 in a row before we finally beat Minnesota at home. We lost De'Aaron Fox for 11 days, and that hurt. And, yeah, so we're at February 1st, and we got De'Aaron Fox averaging 20 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Our top 3 are still our top 3. The goal now is to try to move Herter and Barnes before the deadline, which is coming up in just a couple of days. Let's go to a press conference. Alex Len is on the trade block. We're going to do that. Mike Brown is in more. Are you concerned about that? And is yeah, that. I don't care about my job security because they're not going to fire me. What do you think about your team that you're able to beat the Heat? Made them feel better but not work harder to win. Okay, well, that's fine. All right, so we're 20 and 30. Let's see if there is any interest in either of these players. Wow, a lot of teams are interested in Harrison Barnes. Okay, that's good to know. Let's go to the Celtics. Oh. Just click it a couple. I mean, we're going to trade him, so I don't care if he gets, annoyed with us. So Barnes and a first for Anunoby. And, I mean, that's not those are 2 good players, but I'm not interested in that. The Bulls. Let's get rid of that first-round pick. Barnes back out there. Dosunmu and Kobe White. No, I'm good. Who else? Indiana. Harrison Barnes. And a second for Miles Turner. Now, Turner's contract is up as well. But he's 26. I mean, that feels like a pretty good deal. That feels getting that secondary man on the inside to go alongside Sabonis. That feels like a good deal. 17.7 rebounds, 3.4 blocks. He becomes our power forward. I think I'm good with that. And then we try to re-sign Turner. Yeah, 100%. I like that deal. Now let's see about Kevin Herter. No teams are interested. All right, so this might be a what can we do to appease. So again, we need somebody who's bad, ideally. The contract offer doesn't need to be quite as significant because he's only making Colin Sexton on the block. What's Sexton? Oh, that's right. They traded him for. I was wondering what he was doing there. That's right. They traded him as part of the uh, what's his name? Donovan Mitchell deal. It's cap legal, but that's 2 years versus 4. I mean, that's great, but I'd rather have somebody who's on a 1-year deal, frankly, if we can find that instead. So looking for a 1-year contract right around 10 million, right around $14 million is kind of what we're looking for, right? Josh Richardson. We already have the Spurs round pick this year. What about next year? No. Yeah, this is an expiring thing. So can we pick up a couple of seconds? Richardson and a couple of seconds for Kevin Huerter. Not willing to take on the contract. Okay. Somebody will be willing to take on the contract, I'm sure. We just got to find the right team, the right fit, the right match. Phoenix could use a shooter. I'm sure Phoenix could use a shooter. Give me Jay Crowder. It's not cap legal, so we got to take back like $4 million more dollars. You got to have a $4 million player in here someplace. Chris Dunn. Jay Crowder, Chris Dunn, and a first. We're not very far apart on a deal. What if I don't have any second round picks left? I've already traded them all. What if I also give you doesn't change anything. All right, what if I just get back a couple? I mean, I don't think the seconds are going to matter in the big picture. They don't want to take on the contract of Huerter either. I think that's going to be a problem. It's a 4-year contract, and it's just not good. So we might have to just sort of grit our teeth and take somebody back who's on a 2-year deal. Like someone like Gary Harris. Gary Harris in a couple of seconds. They don't want to take, yeah, it's going to be an issue. It's going to be an issue. We may just be stuck with Huerter through the end of this year. Who wants Terrence Davis? Somebody has to want Terrence Davis. No teams are interested. He's only making $4 million. He's got to be worth something. He's got to be worth something to somebody. Is there a team that's like over 500 that is like, can we get like a late first round pick for him? Like I'm looking at all the teams that have good records. I imagine. Okay, so Memphis. Literally, give me your worst player. No, don't. Your worst player is somebody who used to play for me, so don't give me your worst player. Xavier Tillman. Yeah, okay. So we might be done with trading. We're just over the cap for now. From a contract perspective, yeah, I mean, we're down to $83 million next year. We have Murray, Davion Mitchell, Fox, Sabonis, and Huerter under contract for next season. And Miles Turner is somebody that we want to try to re-sign. That's not an unreasonable contract. $126. So if we had 21 to that puts us at about 104. Yep. I cannot offer more than a 7.5. I didn't. 6. Can we do that? What is a 7.5% increase on $18 million? Well, 1% of 10% of 18 million is 1.8. And then, so I can only offer them like 19.8 or something like that. If I have the math correctly. Like that. I can't give you that much. Can I give you 19.5? No. What's the max I can offer you? That's the most I can offer you. All right. So we may have to wait and see what happens in the offseason with Miles Turner because we can't offer him more than that. But Green will be gone. Yeah, we'll probably keep. Yeah, we don't have much locked up next year, so we will have some money. I would like to bring Turner back, but we might have to just deal with it in free agency. I would love to get Herter off the books somehow, though. There's got to be a team out there that wants him for like nothing. Like, will a team like Detroit take him for just like a second-round pick? Let's do a couple of second-round picks. They don't want to take on the contract. Or just one second-round pick. No. What about second-round pick and Corey Joseph? A second-round pick, Corey Joseph, and Magruder. Come on. I know you want Kevin Herter. I know you do. For Boban, give me Boban. All right. So that wasn't quite what I was expecting, but that is fine. So we trade Kevin Herter to the Houston Rockets in exchange for Boban Marjanovic. The great big old friendly Boban, 34 years old. So we have made the deals that we want to make. We've gotten rid of all of the major contracts. And I think we swap Mitu and Turner. Yeah, so now we can re-sign Turner and still have like $30 million in free agency, which will be awesome. So we're going to go ahead and sim up to the deadline, and we'll see what sort of wacky things the game does at the deadline. This game loves to make trades with big names, so we'll see what happens. Our first game is a 123-120 loss to the Heat. Excuse me. Turner, 23.6 rebounds in his debut. Fox had 43 points. Sabonis had a good game. So, all right. So we made a lot of deals here, but I think that's going to allow us to build our team the way we want. 125, 113 win. We got a message. Look at the box score. Fox with 45 and 10. 13 points, 22 rebounds for Sabonis. Turner had another big game, so a couple of nice games for him. Miles Turner all of a sudden hates our coach. That didn't take long. Okay. That didn't take long at all. We're just going to sim up to the deadline and see what sorts of deals we made. We're playing on the road against the Bucks, and we lose. 130 to 115. Turner had another great game, though. He's been good since coming over. I'd like to bring him back. 33 points for Fox. Since the deals have been made, Fox has exploded. There we are. We're on the 6th. The trade deadline is the 8th, I think. Yeah, I was going to say we'll start to see some deals now. So let's see what trades were made. Jay Crowder to the Suns, or to the Magic for Terrence Ross in a second. LaMarcus Aldridge, Marcus Morris to the Pacers for Buddy Hield in a second. Bones Highland, Peyton Watson for Jashawn Tate in a second. That feels like a pretty good deal for the Nuggets. I believe Tate's a pretty good player, yeah. Dylan Brooks for Will Barton in a second. Trae Young traded to the Wizards for Porzingis, a first and a second. I love this game, man. So Trae Young traded from the Hawks to the Washington Wizards to play alongside Bradley Beal for Porzingis, a first and a second. Ricky Rubio, Kevin Love to the Hornets for Gordon Hayward in a second. Dalen Terry. Aaron Nesmith was released by the Pacers, so was Daniel Tice. Kobe White, Dosunmu, Drummond, and Marcus Simonovic to the Pacers for Barnes and a first. So Indiana flips Barnes, picks up a first. Anunoby to the Pelicans for Valanciunas. Tyrese Maxey and Matthias Thybulle to the Heat for Oladipo and a first. Al Horford traded to the Pistons for Bogdanovich and a second. All right, let's take a look at the next day. We win 121-112 and more deals. Grant Williams traded for Andre Drummond, I saw there. Deshaun Tate turned around and traded with Jeff Green to the Wizards for Monte Morris. John Collins traded to the Hornets for Kevin Love and a first. So the Hawks are tearing it down here. LeVert and Anthony for Kyle Lowry and a second. Dalen Terry, Tony Bradley, Goran Dragic, and Justin Anderson for Dwight Powell. Achua and Koloko for John Wall and a first. Grant Williams traded for Andre Drummond, and I think that gets us up to the deadline. Phoenix wants to trade us Cameron Payne for Chimezie Metu. I'm good. I do want to look at free agents now that we're at the trade deadline. There were a lot of players waived. Yeah. Anybody any good that we want to pick up? Theo Maledon. 1.5 star, 2.5 star. I mean, he's okay. Good backup ball handler, but I don't really need that with... I think wings is, if we're looking at anything, we're looking at wings. Man, nothing that knocks my socks off. All right, so standings. Where are we at the deadline? We're in last place, and as far as the league goes, we are tied with Dallas for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the 9th worst record in the NBA. Hopefully these moves that we've made will help us continue to be bad. And what I am going to do, guys, is I am going to sim through the end of the regular season. Next episode, we will do the postseason real quick, just so you can see who wins the title, and then we will get to the offseason. So let me know what you think of the deals we made. We tore it down pretty quickly, a little bit faster than I normally like to, but I identified that the players we had weren't part of the team that was going to help us be great. So I figure let's keep the players that we know we're going to want to keep. Murray, Fox, Sabonis, build around them. Picked up Miles Turner. Hopefully we can re-sign Miles. And then, this whole bench is going to look different this year. I think all 7 of these players will be gone. So when the season ends, we're going to be left with, I think we're going to have 5 players under contract next year. Murray, Fox, Sabonis, Mitchell, and Okpala. You're the only 5 players under contract. So we will have some work to do in the offseason. The offseason's the most fun. So that's going to do it, guys. Hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any questions, comments. Leave the video a like, subscribe, etc., etc. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.